Today I've decided to make the fiery plains live up to their name because currently, not very fiery. They look like this, and they're cool and all, but I'm not getting fiery from that. So, what we're gonna do is turn it into this. Today's video will be the process of how I got there. I placed a lot of the items that I think will work for this build. There aren't as many as I was expecting there to be, so there will be a lot of combing over the details with some other things as we build. So I think one of the places I need to start is the pathing, because that's going to determine aesthetically a lot of the rest of the build. These are the three I landed on as options. This slate is really cool and would have been perfect, but there is no borderless option. Just like with the terracotta colored pathing, it only comes with a bordered option. And that completely ruins the ability to do curved pathing, because while they think they have mastered curved pathing with the way that they've built it in the game, it's not curved. It's still got straight edges. So I would still have to put rocks down to make it curved, and it won't look very good because you'll see the border through the rocks. So I might use this for a more structured part of the build at some point. Maybe. I haven't really plotted out where all the landmarks are going yet, but it's unfortunately been eliminated from consideration for the main pathing of the biome, which leaves me with these two. Both require pebbles. One is sand, the other is coal. So, I mean, it's an abundant resource for both, so I can do a lot of this. But with how dark a lot of the elements I'm going to be using are, I feel like the asphalt is probably the direction that I want to go. So I'm going to get rid of this, and I'm going to go with this asphalt. So then I need to kind of decide where everything is going. So Hades' house is the main attraction of this biome. That's kind of the whole purpose of this build. I feel like if I put it up against this mountain, I can make kind of like a moment piece out of it. The only thing is this node back here. So I'm going to have to make sure that I can still walk behind this. So I think I was thinking about flanking it with these volcanoes, but I don't know that I like that so much. I kind of wish that they had made them less square. There's also this, which I don't hate. The problem is if I close it in, I can't get to the front entrance, but if I put it out like this, it's a little too far away on the sides. I guess I could go at it now. Maybe if I do it like this, I need to move all this other stuff. Oh, I forgot about group mode. So if I do this, that should be enough space for me to get through, but I'm going to have to test it. I did forget to test what the pathing would look like with these coals on top, because that is something that I want to do. I was considering ancient pathing because it's one of my favorite pathings in the game because you can see through it. But that wasn't necessarily a boon for this build because I'm trying to hide the underneath as much as I can within reason. I do feel like this looks better paired with this pathing. No, I like the asphalt still. The struggle I'm gonna have with this build is like the marriage of the existing stuff that I can't delete or get rid of with this volcano stuff. So I'm almost wondering if I need to try to make some kind of volcano path, as if it's coming down from a source. Maybe this area is just maybe I move his house somewhere else and this is just the volcano spot. I wish they had kind of made these line up with each other better. They also didn't really give us a straight edge version of them. Maybe this whole section is just volcano. I went about that in a really dumb way. What if I make this volcano a centerpiece, focal point, and then I build path around it? I wonder, they can go on top. Ooh, that might be a game changer. No, because you can see it. Dang. And I'm already out of asphalt. So I think I'm not going to make the entire biome volcanic, just like this section, as if he like built his home near a volcano. Gonna need a lot more pebbles. So I definitely left and went to go mine the Vitalis mines and dig at Dazzle Beach to make more pebbles to get all this asphalt, and forgot to start recording when I came back and started putting it down. All you missed was me painstakingly covering this whole area in asphalt. And it may not even all stay covered, is the crazy part, because I don't know fully what the vision is yet. We're kind of just playing with it and seeing what we can make. I mean, obviously want to make this area a bit more like rounded and natural. And then I also obviously want there to be like, see, I can get rid of all of this now. I want there to be like a path through it. So like, I'm just kind of like framing out an area that could have been affected by this volcano erupting and pockets of lava spewing out of it. Do we have like just a rock that's dark that isn't this purple one? Like we've got these clusters, but I'm more like, we really don't. It's just this cluster because the dark rock has the freaking like purple moss from the Forgotten Lands on it. I don't want that. I mean, I guess we've got these. They're not as dark. I imagine I'll just be like peppering these around everywhere to make this area more rocky. And then there's also, I believe, that like rocky rug. I guess it's not considered a rug. What is it considered? A path? Oh, yeah. So then there's that. So it could kind of have that be the path in this area. That'd be kind of cool, actually. Well, no, because we want the flame path. Just kind of allowing these pieces to dictate where the edge of the asphalt is, so we can make this look as natural as possible. Where is my little lava line? I really need them to stop making like the buildable area around things so small. I should be able to make this stuff flush. It's kind of annoying that I can't. Do you see the vision? Because I don't know that I do. Oh, this is definitely one of those like trust the process moments for sure. I don't love that these cracks like bring the terrain out, because it kind of makes them useless to this build. A thought occurs to me, what if like this was like a little settlement and the volcanoes destroyed it, so I could have like ruins. Where's that castle kit? Are these the right color for this? The bricks are though. I think the vision is coming together. It's rounding out. This path brings me back to my pre-16-point rotation days. I'm trying to find the exact right angle at which they look like they fit together. It's been a while since I came out of build mode, but it all saved. This looks pretty cool in person with the effects. This probably looks like it happens so much faster in the edit, but it's been like 2 hours. This might be a two-parter for me, even though you won't notice in the edit. But I at least want to get this volcano area done today. It took me an embarrassingly long amount of time because I always rotate with the right mouse button. It took me an embarrassingly long amount of time to realize I can also do it with the Q and E buttons, even though it says it right on the screen that I never pay attention to. So you can go back the other direction. Sometimes I would literally sit here and just keep going all the way back around until I discovered I did not have to do that. Going back through with these clusters because I feel like the asphalt needs like some texture. Not sure if this is the texture it needs, but it's the texture it's gonna get. Trying to think of any other natural elements I could add in here. Like, I'm gonna use these throughout the build, so I don't feel like they need to be in this part. Thinking of these kind of being like ruins around the edges of like this is kind of where the devastation stopped. I feel like this is kind of a nod to Hephaestus, Vulcan, god of the forge, but also of fire and volcanoes. Ooh, I could put some dead trees around the area. Where are the dead trees at? There they are. They're a great color match, actually. I don't know if there's any underbrush that would go in here. These cap mushrooms are interesting, but I don't think I'm gonna put them in here. Okay, and then I'm gonna put these guys in. If I can fit them now, damn. Where can I fit this? Why is it so far away from my mouse? Should I do a third one? Like one over here somewhere? And I could move this one, have the third one be over here, or a fourth one. Yeah. Now we're cooking with gas. Does this feel like an area devastated by volcanic eruptions? Think it's as good as it's gonna get. True test. Can I glide all the way through it? I can. And just down the street is Hercules and Meg and Phil. So I have two ideas for what to do with the rest of this space. One is the area where Hades is going to be, which I feel like I might have over here-ish. The other, I kind of want to utilize slash justify this water area. Those of you who are familiar with the Hercules movie, I believe it's called the Well of Souls. That is this green item, actually. I didn't realize that. Why did I think it was blue? I was so sure it was blue. What am I thinking of? Am I thinking of like the souls from Little Mermaid with Ursula? No, because hers were like purple. I don't know where I got blue from, but I think we are going to pretend that it was blue. Maybe it's just because Hades is blue. Because I want to use these little wispy things to kind of be like the souls of the departed. So I think I might just have them like around this like waterway. Kind of want to utilize this fire from I believe this is a Pocahontas item, because it's just giving that vibe that I want to kind of be like all of the people who died in this volcano explosion are now kind of like stuck here, and Hades is kind of watching over them, if you will. I don't know if I want to either put Hades over here or over here. But if I don't put him over here, I don't know what to do over here. As far as pathing goes, I feel like I'm going to use these flame things throughout a lot of the pathing to kind of, give us that Hades vibe. But I don't know what to do with the rest of the area. I could make like a sort of graveyard. That could be interesting. I'm just not sure that we have good grave items. I think we only have like one. I don't even have it apparently. Right here. So there's this and this. Do we have anything else? I wonder if I should use these to like wall in the graveyard. I could end up entirely scrapping this whole graveyard idea. I'm just kind of thinking for now. I also think this Aurora Borealis works really well for this zone. It I feel like makes sense. But we'll put that in last because it's huge. Is now a good time to remind you to subscribe to the channel if you want to see more Dreamlight Valley content? Don't want to disturb, but feel free to just, click that button. And then you'll get notified every time I come out with a new build. The plan is to do this one video a week, hopefully on Sundays. If not on a Sunday, then on a Monday, usually around noonish Eastern time. Going to commit to that moving forward. Ooh, Underworld Throne. I think I'm going to use these smaller pieces to have it be kind of more like a low wall rather than like a full-on fortress for the graveyard. And then these might flank the entrances. I'm going to leave a couple gaps just for ease of access later. Need to go buy more of these wall pieces. Trying to decide what kind of path will be in this area. This doesn't really match the walls, but I'm not sure if I would do this dark purple because it's just so dark, but I mean, like, maybe that works. There's obviously the ancient pathing, the only problem being that you can see through it. I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just, I don't know if that works for this. And then of course there's this brick, but I feel like color-wise, it's too warm. I mean, there's obviously this. Again, that's too blue. And then of course there's just mud, which quite honestly, I might be leaning toward, because it would depend on what those paths cost to make. I think I am gonna go for the dark one. Trying to make these graves, but I don't know, like I want to make them like this white is very white around the border. So I'm like, is there a way to make them darker? I don't know. No, because these rocks make the terrain come through. Why does it do that? I think we're not going to go with this pathing actually. I might have the path through here be a bit more windy. Why does every road type require pebbles? It's like literally all of them. I was thinking about using actually, these are interesting. But I was thinking about these willow trees, like the frozen ones, because I feel like they almost give the vibe. Well, the snow on the base is not gonna work. If the base wasn't snowy, these would almost work. I like the palette of these grayish ones, actually. There's the leaning one, and there's the large ones. They're matching bushes. No. Why can't I make more of these candles? I wonder if these are like a crafted one. They are crafted. They use pine cones and opals. Wait, did that wisp just run away when I walked up to it? It did. They disappear when you get too close. Interesting. So the vision for this section is very blue, in contrast to the very orange, fiery color scheme over here. I'm gonna have this path kind of wind through. Might have like a central square of sorts. I hate the way diagonals delete with all these dots. Just kind of vibing for the path. I'm not exactly sure about layout quite yet. Just gonna kind of see where the wind takes me. Trying to make like a little sort of like stepping stone situation over here, but more just like the path deteriorated over time a little bit. And when you do diagonal like squares, they kind of form these little circles like that. Only issue is you can't make them too close together because then they'll connect. Is the only downside. I'm taking too long. The spices are respawning. They really went hard on the spices for Storybook Vale though. Oh, I forgot I can just group all these together. Hold on. Shift everything down. There we go. There are these other grave items. Originally, I wasn't thinking about using them because they're of the color. But honestly, I mean, there's so much other color in this area that maybe they wouldn't actually be that bad. And then I wonder if I can make the bubbles float above them. I need the high display bubbles. No, they don't go above them. Dang, because I was going to put these wisps over them, but it doesn't seem like I can. Wonder if I could make these... How close can I get? Not very. I just feel like it doesn't go with the vibe. What kind of fountains are we working with? So there's this Hercules one. There's this one. Oh, that's huge. There's this one. Obviously this one. There's also the sand fountain. This is a Corona. I think this one's gonna match the vibe the best. And then I'm gonna try to delete pathing in such a way that it doesn't destroy everything. Nope, that is destroying everything. So then I can put the bench around it. Why is this fountain off center? Do you see that? You can see the tiles on the right side, but it goes flush with the side on the left side. What the heck? Infuriating. Then we'll put some bushes in here. Oh my goodness, I can put them in the fountain. Game changer. I need a bunch more. I don't know if that's how you spell wisp, but it is now. Oh, did I already have a lot of these? Oh, so there's no Mirage version of the wisps. This is going to be weird trying to purchase these when they disappear. Move away from them. They also don't rotate, like, at all. Oh, because they, like, follow the camera around. Interesting. Some wisps out in the wild that haven't quite made their way back to the settlement. What else can I put in here? Oh, this is a display thing, I think? Unclear. Oh, right. I wanted to see if I could dot these around, potentially, but like hide the fire part with some bushes. Question is just, can I get close enough to it to hide it? Yes. These can kind of hide the stones, sort of. I'm not sure what this is achieving visually, but I'm not mad at it. Sort of wondering if I should include the Well of Souls in here somewhere, or if I should put that by his house, or just over there. These trees are also interesting. I don't know what to do with this empty spot right here. I feel like I've looked through this catalog so many times, and just, for some reason, in this cozy game, there aren't a lot of death-themed items. Who would have thunk? Guess I could just do more graves. Something else I want to do is use these flowers because they glow at night as well. Obviously, I'm not going to use 50 of them, I don't think, but we shall see. I was thinking of just like sort of lining the path with them, even though they can't go on the path itself. I'm hoping these aren't too green from the leaves. So it's definitely a trust the process moment because I'm not sure about this. I'm almost wondering if I should have just not lined the path and just had them kind of sporadically throughout the area, which I think is what I'm going to do actually, because I'm not loving the way that it looks lining the path. Maybe I'll do this for these. Yeah, I think I like that better, just kind of around. Experimenting with like sort of breaking up the path to kind of make it seem less uniform. I think I need to see it at night. Okay. Ooh. Game changer. I love how it shows the flower in the preset, but it doesn't actually let me do it. This just looks a little more intentional and adds like dimension. I think I'm gonna have to call this part here, like, I'm not super happy with it. I don't really understand why. So I think I'm gonna have to sit with it and come back to it. So I'm gonna just add the finishing touch, which is the Aurora Borealis, which I will put here, I think. Maybe here. Don't know what that's gonna look like during the day, but I guess we can find out. It's still there. All right, so we've got the fiery area, fiery plains area. Storyline is there was a village here. The volcano erupted, destroyed the village. This is where all of the dead are buried. And Hades is watching over them from his home over here, which is the next thing that we will work on. So I think this part of the build is going to be kind of the most Greek part of the build. Put his house there-ish. Or do I want it on an angle? Need to clean up a little bit. I think I'm going to continue with the ancient pathing for this area. It does clip with his house, so we can't put it directly up against it. I think the well will go somewhere in there. So we would need to kind of come this way. have the path go down to the fiery area. Kind of come back. Oh, I'm out. Oh Lord, we're gonna have to go farm more pebbles. It looks like it. Cue montage of pebble gathering. We're gonna do like 100 at a time, so we're not wasting all my pebbles. Already out again. I'm gonna need like 200. Is doing the cocoa well weird? I mean, it's got a skull on it and it's glowing orange. Like, I feel like it kind of matches this area somewhat. The Oasis wall also isn't completely out of place. Or do I stick with this one? So for these pedestals, I'm thinking a shiny blue gem, probably zircon. You need to go see what I have. So there's aquamarine. Yeah, so I think I need 8. Oh wait, no, because there's none on the back side, just 6. So they've made it to where you can duplicate from your inventory now, which is so nice. All right, there's a little well area. And there's the Well of Souls. So I'm thinking... I actually don't know what I'm thinking. Perhaps there is a dark, sinister plot afoot, and the volcano was no accident, and it was actually Hades because he wanted to harvest the souls. So he built this Well of Souls here and harvested all these souls from this village, so that he could house them in his graveyard and harvest their power. I might just do like a dead trees again. Dead tree, where is the dead tree? Here's the dead tree. Put one back here, one back here. Do some dead bushes. In case you were wondering, these gates are closed because he's locked out of Olympus. Probably because he destroyed the entrance. Hashtag symbolism. Okay, path lining time. Wonder how much of that like zircon pathing I could make and how good it would look on top of the ancient pathing. What category would that be under? Is it a rug? No. Zircon? Yeah. Let's make like 10 of them for now. I'm using this orange because it's already in the biome. I can't really do anything about it, so might as well lean into it a bit. Then which rock cluster could just continue this dark one? There's the forest one, but I can't use that. Where's the plaza? I think plaza is gonna be there's Glade of Trust. Yeah, I think Glade of Trust is gonna be the one. Just trying to round off any corners. Intentionally didn't put those blue bushes on any like inner corners because those will be hard to navigate around. The only problem with using the Glade of Trust clusters is that the rocks in the Glade of Trust, I think, will show up with that moss. But let me see. Glade of Trust. Oh, they won't. Okay, perfect. They show it in the picture, but then they don't actually have it in reality, which is working to my advantage right now. This is the inner corner I was about to put a rock on, and then I realized I should not do that. See, this little sliver is kind of thin, so I'm kind of like not gonna put any like things I can't pass through on that part. I could just make it wider, but I don't feel like it. The cool thing about using these zircon tiles for pathing liner is that they're like a rug, so I can put stuff on top of them, which is nice. So I do kind of want to add like some kind of glowing element to the pathing. I was thinking those flowers we used earlier or zircon gems, but I honestly think, well, first off, these I will scatter around. I don't put them by any rock clusters since they already can't pass through those places anyway. Or sorry, by the actual rocks, not the rock clusters. I'm going to put 2 flanking the portal. Put one here, here. I feel like we need one on this side somewhere. That part's fine, I guess. Or like right there. Just realized I didn't really path up to this thing, but I don't feel like I'm going to. I think we can just have a little trail of rocks leading in that direction, kind of indicate that there is stuff up there, but that's all I'm really going to do. I can still get back here to this rock cluster behind his house. I think there's only 3 clusters, 3 rock mining nodes in this zone. There's one here. Each section has one. So one by the lava, one behind his house, and one in the graveyard. But I think I'm going to add some wisps along the path, because why not? They're cool. And I can pass through them, I believe. So maybe I'll put one on every little leafy bit patch, like they're coming out of them. Yeah, I like that. I mean, I could technically just not buy these since they still show up, but I'm gonna be a legal citizen of Dreamlight Valley and buy them. And then I think I'm gonna do some trees. I don't know if I'm gonna do the same ones from over there or if there's like a more blue tree. I think there's a more blue one in the actual foliage. Yeah, like these. Yes, I like these with the white stem. I thought the tall one is smaller than the spindly one. That doesn't make a ton of sense, but whatever. And then we can scatter these bushes around. Oh, I didn't finish lining the path. I got distracted. By what? I don't know. I wish they would go back. A lot of the Eternity Isle stuff is like very small footprint. I wish they would have continued that because I think a lot of the new stuff, like the footprint is just really random. Certain things, like it's okay if they can clip because I can just adjust it to make it not. So it's like you don't have to design things to force no clipping to be enabled because if some things can clip, it's a little bit more customizable. Like how these rocks can clip into each other a little bit, and that's fine. It looks fine. It looks natural. So I wish they would just have continued allowing that. Like a lot of the flowers too from Eternity Isle have a very, very small footprint. Like only the Eternity Isle flowers could have fit on this pillar. Eternity Isle had its problems. A Rift in Time, I should say, had its problems as a DLC, but like looking back, it was very good. I don't love how the zones are laid out. I don't love the lack of wells, but like the decor elements that came out of it. Honestly, I think that was the first introduction of like another stall other than Kristoff's and Goofy's, because that was Gaston's stall. The ancient machines, that vacuum is like a lifesaver. I wish they would have kept using that more as a model, but I feel like we reacted so negatively as a fan base at the time that they were scared to keep doing some of those things. But now we've got Wish Blossom Ranch to hate on. All right, there's his house area. That part came together a lot faster than I was expecting, and that is a-okay. And honestly, I think that might be this build done. Let me get my cinematic shot. So the story of the Fiery Plains. It all started with the Well of Souls, put in place by Hades to annihilate the village that once stood where these volcanoes now stand. Now only the brave and powerful can pass through this barren, molten landscape. All the souls that perished on that faithful day find themselves here in a mystical glowing graveyard filled with spirits of the dead. And then the home of the god of death himself, nestled between the volcanoes and the graveyard. Okay, and now I will actually walk you through the zone. And since Hades is here, might as well take him with us. And that is my build for the fiery plains of Mythopia. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I'm a very small channel, just looking to grow. I plan on posting once a week. I'll be covering any new updates, making builds that are relevant to those updates, and so on and so forth. With that being said, thanks for watching and see you next time.